How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the R2F Sports Channel, where today I'll be going through my Premier League predictions for Match Week 23. Got a couple of pretty big games, but I think overall a lot of pretty low-end games in terms of competition. So without further ado, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and let's get right into the games. Our first game this week is between Watford and Norwich City. I'm expecting this to be a pretty high-scoring game, considering Norwich City are without their starting keeper and Tim Krul and their backup keeper. I believe his name is Angus Gunn. He is led in 8 goals in the 2 games he started. So should be a very attacking game overall. Watford did put in a lot of chances their last game they played, but they are going on 8 straight games without a win. So not looking too hot overall offensively. And they are without Ismail Sarr, who last time when he played against Norwich scored 2 goals. So overall should be a very even game. And I think it's going to go down as a draw and finish 2-2. Our next game is between Everton and Aston Villa. I think this is going to be one of the more exciting games of this week. You have Luka Dean playing against his former team. So that's definitely a big highlight of this. Also, Felipe Coutinho, immediate impact coming on for Aston Villa, scoring a goal, getting kind of an assist when I believe Ramsey scored the first of the game. So immediate impacts, though, which I think is very big for Aston Villa if they want to take the next step forward in terms of getting into the top 10 for the season. For Everton, though, very happy that they fired Rafa Benitez. Honestly, I think he was just set up to sabotage the whole club, it seems like. Comes in, sells their 2 best players in James Rodriguez and Luka Dean. And then as well, they're just in shambles right now. They have a terrible transfer windows. So I think there's a lot of issues in this club, but I think they could potentially get a result if they give the ball to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I think they just need to feed him the ball if they want to score at all. Overall, though, I don't think they're going to look very good without having a head coach in line right now. So I'm going to say Aston Villa is going to win this one 2-0. Our next game is honestly what I believe is going to be the biggest game of the week. It's between Manchester United and West Ham. Manchester United, they are getting results like as in wins and draws, but they aren't winning too convincingly. Last game against Brentford, they capitalized on their chances, but they just didn't look too effective in terms of creating chances in front of goals. So if they can create chances, I think they will be very good. They have the players to, but I think they're playing the complete wrong formation. They did try something new. They played a 4-2-3-1, and then they scored a few goals. So maybe that's the right formation for them. The 4-2-2 clearly not working for them as they're only getting like 1-0 results, 1-1 results. So maybe this new formation change will start creating more goals for them. For West Ham, though, they do score like at least 2 goals a game, but I think the biggest issue is their defense. They might be a high scoring team, but they also are a very poor defensive team. They concede a lot of goals a game, so that's why their offense, I think, is always so potent. Need to keep scoring so that they keep getting results. Jared Bowen looking fantastic. I think he definitely could get some goal contributions in this game. Overall, I like West Ham a lot more in this game because Manchester United, very tough team to watch right now. I have West Ham winning this game 2-1. Our next game, I'm going to go through pretty quickly because I think it's going to be very one-sided. It's between Leeds United and Newcastle. Leeds, they're on 2 wins in a row. Jack Harrison just had a hat trick. Um, Leeds seem to be getting more and more healthy as the season goes on. So I think because of this win streak, I think they're going to be a lot more dominant in this side. Newcastle, they're struggling to create chances because I honestly think it's because they're not playing an attacking mid in their formation. Yes, Jolington, who used to be a striker, is playing as like a defensive mid, but he just can't create anything. So I think a big way that they could fix this is putting Joe Willock into the starting lineup. He is a more attacking minded player, so I think that could definitely boost their midfield and maybe create some more chances because the last game they only had 1 shot on target against Watford of all teams. So I think that's just something very negative in terms of their team overall. So that's why I think Leeds are definitely going to get the better of the 2 sides and win this game 3-1. Our next game is between Brentford and Wolves. Honestly, I'm having a very tough time trying to predict this game. It could go very many different ways. Brentford have lost five of their last six games and conceded 10 goals in their last three games. But meanwhile, Wolves, last game was their second time this season in the Premier League scoring more than two goals because generally most of the results will end 0-0 or 1-0. So I'm having a very hard time to predict this. Um, Honestly, it's going to be a very big toss up. Either team could get the result. I think Wolves are definitely more likely to get a win out of this. But overall, I don't think anyone's going to score in this. You have Ivan Toney finally scoring again. First goal in, I believe, six games. Raul Jimenez also scored last game, a penalty. So he's finally scoring in. But I think both sides are going to shut each other out. Both relatively strong defensive teams. So I'm going to say it's going to be a 0-0 draw. Our final game of this week is between Southampton and Manchester City. Um, I think this is going to be an absolute rout. I think Manchester City is going to just absolutely destroy Southampton in this game. Southampton have 11 straight games that they played with conceding a goal. So no clean sheets at all for them. So that's definitely Manchester City knocking on the door saying, hey, we're here to score. So Man City could definitely run the score up a lot if they really wanted to, because Southampton's defense has just been super poor. Also, Southampton has a history of being in very high scoring games. I believe they lost 9-0 a couple years ago. They've been on a back end of like a 5-1, 6-0 losses. So a lot of very big losses for them. And meanwhile, Manchester City are on pace for the best season in Premier League history right now, currently sitting on 56 points in 22 games. They've won 12 straight games. Kevin De Bruyne finally playing him for them. So he's in great form. And as long as he's in good form, I don't see them losing at all. I think Manchester City, very dominant, get the clean sheet as well. They're going to win this game 5-0. Our first game of Sunday is between two teams that just try to keep postponing every single game they get. It's Arsenal and Burnley. Both teams very interesting positions that they're in. Every single game seems to be postponed. Arsenal more recently against Spurs just got that game postponed. Burnley seemed like they didn't play a single game in December because of how many games got postponed. So definitely should be interesting. Arsenal haven't actually won a game since Boxing Day. So we'll see if they can turn their form around. I think they definitely can against this Burnley side that's struggling right now defensively. Burnley have conceded a lot of goals recently. I believe they've conceded 6 goals across their last two games. So if Arsenal can create the chances, they can definitely win this game. Bukayo Saka, I think he's going to have a big game in this, play a big role in terms of them scoring goals. I have Arsenal winning this game 3-0. Our next game is between Crystal Palace and Liverpool. Generally, this matchup tends to be exciting for what people think, but Liverpool definitely getting the better of Crystal Palace over the last 5 years or so. Liverpool are currently on a 9-game winning streak against Crystal Palace. Yes, nine straight games. So Crystal Palace are going to have to pull off a big one just to get any result in this. I think the one way that Crystal Palace wins this game is that the only way Liverpool have been dropping points is to teams that have just parked the bus against them and scored goals off of simple counterattacks. So I think that's definitely a way that they could score a goal in this game. But Liverpool, even without Sadio Mane and Mo Salah, just keep winning games. They won against Arsenal. They won their FA Cup match. They won another game in the Premier League. I forget who it was against, but I believe Brentford. But they're just looking great without their two, honestly, some of their best players. Diego Jota is looking really good. Scored 2 goals against Arsenal just yesterday. So I think he can definitely have a huge game in this. There's just a few players for Liverpool that just always play well against Palace. So I think he's going to have one of those big games. Um, yeah, I'm very worried about this game. I think Liverpool are definitely going to get the victory in this one. I have them win this game 2-1. Our next game, honestly, I think this also is one of the more exciting games. Last time they played ended up being 2-1. It was a very exciting game overall. This is between Leicester City and Brighton. Um, both teams in pretty good form right now, but Leicester had a very harsh loss against Spurs. There was 5 minutes added on into the game, and Spurs scored 2 goals past the 5 added on minutes. So I don't know even know how that's possible. I didn't watch the game, so definitely weird that the game just lasted for that long and that they conceded the goals in that late of an opportune time. So very interesting that they lost that. Also interesting for Leicester. It seems like over half their team is out. Jamie Vardy's out. Ricardo Pereira, the right back, is out. They've lost a few players to the Africa Cup of Nations as well. So they're missing quite a few players in this, but good sign for them. Patson Daka, he's been playing a lot recently and scoring goals as well. So if you're looking for a striker in fantasy, I think that's definitely a good player to bring in right now. He's scoring goals, getting the chances right now. So definitely looking very good. For Brighton, no losses over the last 6 games, but I think a big issue is that they're not finishing any chances. Two straight 1-1 draws, one against Chelsea, which is a very good result, one against Palace. I like the result, but for Brighton, very bad result. Palace, I believe, had like one shot on target and ended up being goal. And their one goal that they scored was honestly, it shouldn't have even been a goal. It was an accidental touch into Palace's goal by the defender. So, yeah, they definitely should be winning these games, but they're just not finishing chances. So, honestly, I think it's going to be a repeat of just their last few games, and they're going to finish this game 1-1. Our final game this week is between Chelsea and Tottenham. This is Tottenham's nightmare matchup. They've played Chelsea 3 times this year already, lost all 3 games. So I don't know what's wrong with Tottenham in terms of playing Chelsea, but Conte has yet to lose a Premier League game. So we'll see if this could be his first game. I think it's highly likely because Heung-min Son, I believe he's out until early February. So missing what I honestly think is their best player. Um, Harry Kane, he is a great player, but Heung-min Son, I believe, is the better player of the two. Harry Kane's been scoring a lot recently, but I just don't know what he's going to do against this Chelsea team. Yes, Kepa is in goal, concedes a lot of goals, but I think they're defensively, I think Tuchel's going to set them up very well where they're just not going to concede many chances this game. Um, Chelsea's issue, though, they continue to drop points. Why is this? I think it's because their midfield isn't set up great. They're just not creating many chances for their forwards, and the forwards that they get for their chances, they're just not putting them away. So a lot of issues in that department. I think a big thing that needs to change for them. As of recently, Jorginho, yes, he's in the FIFA Team of the Year, but I think he's been playing very poorly as of recently. So I think a player they need to start over him is Kovacic. I think he definitely can create more chances. He creates, I believe, like zero point 0.4 more chances per 90 than Jorginho. So I think he's definitely a big improvement into that team. And if he starts, I have them winning this game overall 1-0. Those have been my Premier League predictions for Matchweek 23. As always, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment down below your thoughts on my predictions or just any players you like for this week. As always, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.